Hey, did you guys did you see somebody tagged us or hit us back on the old Instagrams?
I did
I
not.
heard.
Yeah, well, I
I
figured Amanda would hear because she's the Instagram creeper. That should be your nickname, the IG creeper.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear, but I sort of like heard through the grapevine. I think
Yes.
Amanda said something to me.
Yeah, so Ryan E. Parrish, after episode number 2, because we tagged him
Episode
in
number 2.
episode 22.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Episode
better.
number 22. Yeah. Anyway, so he messaged us, and he goes, "Hey, all. Thanks for the nod. Very much appreciated. I'll repost this tomorrow in all of my socials if you're cool with it. I love talking guitars and gear, so this was fun to hear your perspective on the music." And yeah, he definitely reposted and did all that fun stuff. So that's super cool.
Yeah, that really sounds cool. We need to talk some more.
Interesting you say that, because I did ask. I was like, would you be interested in coming on the podcast at some point in time? And he's like, I didn't say yes or no, but he goes, I love talking guitars and gear. So I'm assuming that maybe, just maybe, we could get him to come on.
And I like talking guitar and gear also. And sorry, Amanda, I sort of stepped on you there. Go ahead.
No, I said, who knows? It's cool either way. Even if you just reached out and, just gave us a nod, that's cool. That's fine with me.
Yeah, no,
You didn't even have to do that.
it was, yeah, no, he didn't. It was pretty cool. So I like that. I like that somebody in the industry or around the industry actually recognized that we're doing what we're doing. So I'm going to give Ryan a big thank you. And we followed him back. So we're going to keep up on what he's up to.
Yep. Thank you, Ryan.
Yes, thank you. Huge shout out to Ryan. I just want to frame this real quick because that episode came out on June 1st and a day before my birthday.
Yeah. Yep.
Tim texted me a screenshot of the message at like 10 o'clock my time. And I made the mistake of looking at my phone when I was trying to go to sleep, saw the message, and immediately fangirled. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I was so excited. I couldn't even like go to sleep. So for me, that was like an early birthday present. So thank you, Ryan Parrish, for making my birthday.
Wow.
Because that was like the coolest thing ever. And then Tim's like, oh, maybe we can get him on the show, do some talk. I was like, oh, that'd be great. But like, I would literally pee my pants. So maybe not.
I think I replied, get a diaper.
Yes, you did.
It's funny.
Anyway, so yeah, that was awesome. Huge shout out to Ryan. Thanks so much.
Yep. Huge shout out.
All right. Well, let's get this show going.
Yep.
Let's go.
Start the intro.
Engage.
Start a Rooney, my friend. Welcome back to the Pandemic Guitar Podcast, where you have two novices and one master trying to put together some sort of show so that we can learn, and so can you. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, Dad. Rick is up there. You can't see it, but he's up there. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you? And how is Amanda doing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you haven't
Yeah.
introduced her yet.
No, I'm not
I
here
just
yet.
got fired. You're taking over my job.
I'm
Amanda,
stepping in.
Yeah, how are you, Amanda?
Good. Aloha.
Oh, you went Hawaiian
Yes.
this time.
Aloha.
Wah, 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 wah. I don't know that dance.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that really worked for this, but that's fine. You can always edit that out.
No, I'm getting to the point now where it's like, oh yeah, this is this episode goes out tomorrow. Send it.
There you go.
That's reassuring.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I do have to. So obviously we're recording. We're getting ahead of a little bit ahead of schedule, and I know that the episode we recorded previously. So in the end, the episode before this, we do have to make some edits because somebody didn't have their facts right.
Okay, I made one boo-boo, but you'll edit it out, so we don't
yeah.
have to mention it.
Yeah, well, that's the power of editing. And you know what? We don't really have content, so it's anything goes.
Yeah, you know what? As a birthday gift, okay, from you to me, just please edit that part out so I don't sound dumb. Thanks. That would be great.
It's all good. Let's see. What do we got today? I think Rick's going to tell us all about guitar pedals.
Guitar pedals. Lots and lots and pedals.
You're going to tell us about guitar pedals, but you don't have any. Or you have like 2.
You don't have any?
No, I have a few.
Oh, you have a few.
I got more than 2.
I thought you said that you only had like 2. Because I was like, oh, the man weighing in with 100 pedals. And you're like, I've got like 2.
Well, I don't have them anymore, but I used to have some.
Well, that doesn't count. Do you have any now in your possession?
I do.
Okay. All right. Well,
I do.
You got the tube box?
I have a few, but I have a lifelong experience with them.
Oh.
Okay. And, you buy them and then you just return them because they didn't work out for you.
I don't think that's what you're supposed to do, but
that's not what you're supposed to do.
That's my biggest fear with pedals, though, is because they're not cheap.
No, they're not. They're anywhere from $80 on up.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
pay quality ones. 'Cause I've seen some out there that are like $40-$50.
Yeah, I don't know. I would go with the name brand ones, but I mean, it depends on the individual. I mean, some people like there are some cheap pedals out there that are really sounding good these days. I mean, the competition is pretty stiff.
Okay, so before we get into this, I do want to point out, Amanda, you have an acoustic guitar.
That is correct.
So you probably don't need too many guitar pedals.
No, I was going to ask that. Do you need a guitar pedal with an acoustic?
Yes, you do.
No, you do not.
You do so.
You guys are pulling my leg now.
No,
well, you have
really?
an electric acoustic.
Really?
You could use pedals with an electric acoustic.
Right.
That's acoustic.
Feel like I don't know. I don't know if that even makes sense. A pedal with an acoustic guitar. But I mean, what do I know?
Well, I mean, let's just take this reverb. Okay, you could take your electric acoustic and plug it into a reverb, and then plug it into an amplifier or any recording device, and then you got reverb on it.
Okay.
I mean, that's just a pedal that you would, a common pedal, that you would use it. But the other thing is, what about, there's a real pedal out there that everybody misses, and it's called the looper. And a looper.
Are you using the looper right now?
I think Dad's a little looped.
No. But a loop, do you know what a looper does?
Yeah, so the looper, right, is you play something and then you hit the pedal and then it replays that, right? What you just played.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So in other words, you hit the pedal, you have the pedal, it's plugged into an acoustic or could be an electric guitar, and then you click on the pedal and it starts recording as you're playing. Some of the more sophisticated pedals, you don't need to hit the button on the pedal. They just automatically start recording when you play the first note. So
I would think that would be inconvenient. Well, I mean, not everybody's going to hit the right note the first time.
Well, but it starts recording. But the idea is to get something down real fast and then play with it. In other words, get a rhythm track down, or even if you just take the acoustic guitar and tap on the top just a beat, like a drum beat.
Oh,
You could get something going that way, and then you just keep on looping it, and then you can play different chords and play different notes and see what happens. Make sense?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I actually just saw a video of this of Ed Sheeran, I think it was.
Ed Sheeran,
right.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran, yeah. Where he basically had a huge concert venue, and he basically showed everybody how he was playing his acoustic, and he was surrounded by a bunch of pedals, and he was like, it's gonna sound like a lot of people are playing, but he's like, it's just me, watch what I do. And he was showing how he played something and then hit a pedal and then that looped and then he played something else, and it sounded like there was a bunch of people on stage with him.
Right. I mean, there's also other pedals out there that you could use with an acoustic. One is that I can think of is called the chorus pedal, where it plays in other words, you play a chord, but it sounds like there's a bunch of other guitars in the background playing with you. The same chord. What it does is it just mimics the chord. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff out there for acoustic. You just gotta think a little, think outside the box a little bit with the stuff, Trying to think of
Okay.
some other things with the other. Oh, what about a tuner? Okay. Well, I know that the guitar you have, the acoustic electric, has a tuner built into it.
I was
But
going to
what
say.
But what happens if you didn't have that? You just had the pickup in the bridge. You'd have a pedal on the ground, or you'd have something on that that sits on the neck on the headstock, and allows you to tune the guitar. So I mean, there's a bunch of different things out there you could use. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not just electric. It's not just rock. But blues players use them. I mean, just depends on how far you want to go.
So okay, like
Go ahead.
speaking of that though, like take a song, right? Like a genre, right?
Yep.
Say
Yeah.
you want to play, something by or something that sounds like Stevie Ray Vaughan. What type of pedals would I be looking at?
Okay, you'd probably be looking at. In the blues type arena, I would look at something like a tube screamer, and tube screamer basically a sustain pedal. It takes a note and it allows it to sustain a lot more than what normally it would do. And also you can create a feedback and type stuff too with it.
Okay. Are there other ones too, or is that the primary
Reverb.
one?
You can get a reverb. Just depends on. Here again, this is a thing where if you have an amp, okay, a lot of the old valve amps that they use, and even some of the valve amps today, really all you can do is they have an overdrive on them, and they really don't have any special effects or anything like that with it. So these are pedals that you would use, like Marshall and stuff like that, Mesa Boogie, all those things, but all those type of amps. But to get down to it, you could also go out and get an amp that's what they call a modeler, and it has those things built into the amp, and you can put a pedal on them, and you got like a 1, 2, 3, or an up and down type switch where you can select what things you want from the amp. So it's not only pedals, but amps can do the same thing too.
I was going to say I have a Fender. I don't know what model it is. It's a Fender Mustang.
Mustang too.
I think it might be the 25 or something.
Yeah, I think it's the Model 2 25 watt.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And I mean, it's got effects built into it.
Right, that's
You
a
can
modeling amp.
Yeah, you can kind of play around with it. So I mean, that like for me, that was a great place to start.
Yep.
But doesn't really
But-
help me too much, I guess, if I don't want to play loud. I mean, it does have a headphone port, but
Right, and then there's also things like you can get synth pedals out there. There's a bunch of manufacturers that make them, and you can make your electric guitar sound like an acoustic guitar, or your acoustic guitar sound like an electric, or you can have the guitar sound like a bass guitar, and I've done that too. I've used synths to take a regular 6-string guitar and have it like a bass guitar. Just play on the first on the top 4 strings.
mm-hmm.
So
I've always wondered this though.
Go ahead.
When, like, for instance, the tube screamer.
Right.
As somebody who doesn't know what a tube screamer is, there's nothing in the name that tells me what it is, what it's supposed to do. And I find that very common. Like they have Frankenstein's barf bag. I don't know what that does.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I'm
Is
just
that
making
real?
I'm just making up names.
Is
I'm
that-
sure it does
Oh.
exist. I don't know.
Yeah, they have all different. They even have. I even heard. Now get this. I even heard that there's a pedal out there called the Karen.
Oh, jeez.
So there's also somebody sent me a picture probably about a year ago, and it's the Do Nothing pedal.
Yeah, I've seen that too. It literally does nothing.
It does nothing. Yeah, it plugs in. It's just a straight wire. You got two switches on it, and you can hit the switches to your content, and it doesn't do a thing.
Doesn't do anything.
Yes, so
But I mean,
you can
Yeah.
get really carried away with this stuff.
yes. I mean, I guess that's for me. I know we have the World Wide Web and internet, and you can Google, but in my mind, I'm just like, okay, I'm not exactly sure what sound I'm looking for, what I'm trying to do, and then you're going to try to find a pedal. You know, you almost kind of need like a Cheesecake Factory menu for pedals.
Yeah. I know.
310 pages, and it just lists everything and gives you a description of what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And maybe
Well, I
there are
mean,
resources out there.
the thing about it is you got to remember that most pedals fit into a certain category, and I'm not talking about the really expensive ones, but the cheaper ones. You got boost pedals, you got distortion pedals, you got delay, you got reverb, you got EQ pedals, you got fuzz, and you got modulation effects.
Mm-hmm.
They create different types of effects. Like to give you an example, one of the pedals that I really like is I think that the pedal company is out of business now, but they created a pedal that sounded like a Leslie. Now, if you don't know what a Leslie is a rotating speaker, and they used it with the organ and piano. Oh, I'm sorry, not the pianos, but the organs.
Right.
And it's a really nice effect that you could get out of the pedal. And maybe there is a company out there that does it, but I think they're out of business. I'm not sure. There might be another one that picked it up. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, it's just also the other thing is that let's say you're trying to mimic a guitarist that you like, your favorite guitarist. I mean, you can always search on the World Wide Web, GTS it, and find out what pedals that particular person uses. I mean,
well, hey, I was interested in what pedals Ryan Parrish uses, but
well,
I didn't get an answer.
Yeah, I know. I can guarantee you that he uses a delay. He probably has modulation effects, and he probably uses a fuzz and some sort of distortion pedal. So, I mean, that's just from what I heard and from what I listened of him.
You got to remember that Dad doesn't need to look at a picture of a pedal board to know what the pedals are. He can just listen to music and be like, oh, I hear this. Oh, I hear that.
Right. Yeah. I know.
He's the one that asked me to look up a picture of the pedal board, and I located it.
Yep. And I have it somewhere. I just don't have it in front of me. So.
All right.
It's in your text message, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, depending upon what he's using, I mean, he could have each professional guitarist or each band, when they go up on stage, they have what they call a set. And a set is basically what they're going to perform. And he could have 4 pedals for one set. He could have 3 pedals for another set. He could have all the pedals for another set. I mean, it just depends on what tone he's trying to, or what he or she is trying to achieve in that set. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure that they swap out pedal boards too, but I've personally never seen that. I see guitar swaps all the time, but I've never seen a pedal board swap.
Right. Usually what they do is they have what they call a bypass switch, and they're probably about $30 or $40. And the bypass switch means that you can take and you can have different, you can link in certain pedals by a switch, by just hitting the switch, take out certain pedals, so on and so forth. Some of the pedals even have what they call a pass-through, where you hit a button on the pedal and it just takes the pedal out and just allows
like an on and off switch.
Right, like an on and off switch, yeah. I mean, the pedal's still active and still available to use, but when they hit it, it's either the pedal is in effect, it's working, it's in line, or it's out of line. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Yeah, because and I only have 2 pedals. I have the Polytune tuner, which more than I ever wanted to pay for a tuner.
Right.
But this thing is awesome. I love this thing.
Oh, I have the same one.
Yeah, well, you're the one that told me to get it. So I did, and I love
Okay.
Imagine that.
Yeah, well, yeah. The only thing is these little rubber feet, they keep coming off. So that's cool, but it doesn't really affect anything. And then I have the Zoom G1X4, which has a bunch of effects and everything like that in there. And I really have not used that thing to its truest potential, but it's fun to play with.
There's my tube screamer.
Yeah, because
Ibanez.
Yeah,
Ibanez, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ibanez picked it up. It's it's a turbo tube screamer. It's the TS9DX.
Turbo Man.
Yeah, it's a really nice thing to have.
Yeah, hook that up to your microphone. Let's see what happens.
I don't want to try it. I don't want to try that one. So let's see here. Go
Well,
ahead.
you know,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
So let's just say that I go out and I get two pedals, okay? Because from what the limited knowledge that I have, I go
Right.
out and I get reverb and delay.
Okay.
I like those two pedals. I think I can have fun with those two pedals playing around. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so obviously the pedal has an in and an out. So you would go like from your instrument into a pedal, out of a pedal, into a pedal, and then out to your amp or your DAW or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had a relay, those two pedals,
Right.
and let's just say I don't know, or three pedals.
Right.
How do I know? Like, is there a right way to hook them up?
Well, it all depends on what the sound you're trying to achieve. Okay. Like to give you an example, long time ago when I was in a band, one of the things we had was, I had,
Is that Jesus and the Carpenters?
yeah, that was back around there, but I had two Fender Twin Reverb amps. And what I could do is I could take and I had a few pedals on one side, few pedals on the other side. Each amp had different pedals, and I could switch back and forth between them. Then I got at one point I had what they called a Guild Starfire stereo, which actually played stereo.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You're talking about an amp?
No, I'm talking about a guitar. It was a Guild. It was a Guild Starfire stereo. And what it did was, when it was in stereo mode, it had a special jack, a stereo jack on it, and you plugged into two different amps. And what you could do is your lead pickup, which would be the back pickup, okay, the brighter pickup because it's closest to the bridge. That particular pickup would be out of one amp, and then the front pickup, which is more of a mellower tone, would be out of the other amp. So it created a different type of sound, you might say.
Interesting. I've never heard of that.
Yep.
I mean, that can't be something that's popular,
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
I mean, do they even make that anymore?
No, they don't. Guild might. Well, I don't know. Guild
if they
might
do,
make
it's probably some Frankenstein type thing.
Well, people have done it though. People have actually modified their Stratocasters to do the same thing.
Right.
They put two humbuckers in there, and you can have one pickup going to one amplifier and another pickup going to another amplifier.
Oh, so do they have a pedal that is kind of like an equalizer? Like if you think that you're getting too much high or too much low, or do they make a pedal where you can tweak that?
Yeah, they do. They make equalizer pedals,
Oh.
and yeah. I mean, if you have maybe you have too much bass, maybe you want your solos brighter instead of muddier. So they do have pedals for that, and you can swap in and out whether the pedal is in line or out of line, and go from there.
Have you ever heard of I don't know what the name of it is, but I've seen it before, where it's kind of like a pedal subscription service where you pay X dollars a month. You can pick a one pedal or two pedal, or I don't know, depending on what plan you pick, and you receive the pedals, and you can keep them for as long as you want, or you can like just have them sent to you, use them for a little bit, send them back, and they'll send you your next pedals and stuff like that. Have you ever heard of a company that does that?
No, I never did.
I can't remember. I don't know if they're still in business or what, but I swear I saw it. And it's kind of a nice thing. Like for me, I was like, it's kind of nice because if you want to just quickly try many different pedals, I think that's a great price.
Right.
But at the same time, I remember it wasn't cheap.
Oh, probably not, because pedals are expensive.
Right.
And especially if you decide to keep one or two of them, I'm sure that there's charges for that.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. I think it was like if you decided that you wanted to keep the pedal, you could go onto their website or whatever, pay an additional price, and now it's your pedal. It takes it out of circulation.
Oh, okay. I I never heard of it, but it sounds like a neat idea, but I'm just not sure of all the particulars on how it would work.
Yeah, I don't either. And at that time when I saw it, I mean, pedals were like, oh yeah, they're cool, but I have no reason to buy pedals at that time.
Right. Now, I will say this. There are pedals out there in kit form. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah, I've seen those before. That interests me.
Yeah, I mean, you can go out and buy one, and then you can build it, and then you sort of know what and how it's built, and you can make modifications.
Yeah, that is a pretty cool idea. I do like that. But even those now have gotten expensive.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's not cheap. I mean, getting parts from, outsourcing parts and all that stuff is not cheap anymore.
Right.
So I was thinking about doing one with using the Raspberry Pi, the Zero, Raspberry Pi Zero. I was thinking about putting together a pedal like that did distortion and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff online you can look at.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about it. And a matter of fact, you could probably do it. I bet you could do it with an Arduino. So,
Liquid Drano, what?
An Arduino.
Arduino. What's an Arduino?
An Arduino.
Arduino?
No, Arduino.
Arduino.
Yeah, Arduino.
Okay.
It's.
How many times are we gonna say Arduino?
We're testing out the looper.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know what a Raspberry Pi is, right?
Yeah.
Well, an Arduino is a smaller version. It's not even close to the Raspberry Pi, but it's been around. It's been around for the same amount of time, if not a little longer. And they have all different types, like they have the Nano and stuff like that.
Nano.
The Arduino Nano, or
Nano.
But anyhow, that's we're getting off stuff. Well, not really, but
I think that'd be cool to because I like the idea of the Raspberry Pis and stuff like that. I had no idea you could use the Raspberry Pi or one of the many spin-offs to create guitar pedals.
Oh yeah. You know what? I was actually looking. Have you ever heard of the Teensy?
Is it Wincy?
No, Teensy.
Teensy.
The
Teensy. It's a processor just like the Arduino. I think it's a.
Okay, I'm starting to think these names are a lot like Frankenstein barf bag. Like, who is making these names? Who's making these names?
Matter of fact, I got one of them right here. I was thinking about doing
Teensy or an Arduino.
Whoever's making these names has the easiest job in the world. I'm just saying.
Right. It's like an Arduino, but it's got Wi-Fi and everything built into it. It's like really. I'm like, holy crap! And it's like it was pretty cheap for the processor.
That's not. I mean, hey, I think it's cool. I think that I would probably be more interested in doing something like that. Just because you get to learn more about what you're getting out of it.
I see, yeah. And one thing that really interests me about the Teensy is they have a thing that's on the web where you can do some modeling, like you can actually create like your audio inputs, and you can actually do routes to a mixer. You can actually create a lot of this stuff, and then it generates the code for you. It's actually pretty neat.
Interesting. And what is that on, like Raspberry Pi OS or something, or?
No, it's on a Teensy OS.
Oh, of course.
Teensy
board, Teensy OS.
Yeah, but there's, Teensy is basically a headless type board. There's no monitor or anything like that. So it's made, just to do things.
Obviously. Yeah. It's what you need to build the do nothing pedal.
That was a very technical explanation, Dad.
Yes.
It was built to do things.
Yes. Okay.
The possibilities are limitless. I don't know what they are, but they're possibilities.
Yes. Yes. Moving on again.
Onward.
Onward we go. Engage.
Okay, so I'm interested in getting some pedals.
Okay.
How would I go about deciding what let's just say I won a really good scratch off ticket, so I have a little bit of cash.
Okay.
All right. I think I can get 5 pedals.
5?
Yeah, I said a really good scratch off ticket.
Okay.
So
all right.
I can get I can get 5 pedals.
Okay.
What would you suggest?
My suggestion would be the biggest would be the looper.
Okay.
Okay.
So tell me a
even
little
if-
bit about the looper. Like, what am I looking for in a looper? Because I know that there's some cheap ones that like will loop for 10 seconds.
Right. The looper and a lot of the cheap ones are just a few seconds and it's only one channel. And you basically play into the loop and it just loops that. You can't append or do anything with them. Now, if you spend a little more money, some of the loopers have multiple channels, like 1 or 2, but you can at least append to them. You know, like if it has a 2 channel, you can start recording on channel 1, go over to channel 2, play and stay there, and like basically don't activate channel 2, and then just play until you get something you like, then activate channel 2. Then when you're done with channel 2, you can say, merge it. Some of them allow you to merge over the first one, so it'll freeze up the second one again, so you can do another something else there. And some of them don't. So, and then the other thing is that if you're going to look for, I would look for the most channels. Usually you see around 4 channels is probably pretty good thing. But
So
you're going to
when you were saying like 2 channels, I started thinking like 2 channels left, right. But were you talking like channel 1 has 2 banks and then channel 2 has 2 banks?
No, they're mono.
Okay, so they're all single. So like I can record, I hit button A, I can record 10 seconds,
Right.
then it plays. I hit button 2, I can record 10 seconds, and then I can play them together.
Yeah, and you can play them all together. You can also be recording while channel 1 and channel 2 are playing at the same time.
Okay.
So, you know that, but the thing is about it is that with a lot of stuff out there, I would look for something that another important thing would be an SD card or a thumb drive that attaches to it, or some sort of
Storage.
storage, yes, where you can plug in your computer and then you can bring that information over to your computer. Because here you're working on an idea, and that's what I do is I work on ideas with this stuff. And, you know, you may not have the whole thing down, but you need a way to sort of like store it for a later date.
I could see that because you get something, you know, and you're like, I don't like that. And then, or, you know, you're trying, and then finally you get something, you're like, cool, I got it.
Right.
And then you might come back 2 days later and you're like, I can't replicate this sound. So
Right.
if you were able to save it to some sort of memory card or something,
Yeah, you can always
that makes sense.
you can always come back to it. So I think that, and I would rather see somebody spend a little bit of money on that, because they do there are some out there that are really good. When you start getting over like the $200 or $300 mark, you start getting into the FX, where they have the sound effects and guitar sim, type stuff. You know, the different
You're
amplifiers.
looking for just a straight looper.
Yeah, I'm just talking about a straight looper. Like there's a few good ones that are around $150.
Okay.
And
so
yeah, and they're pretty good. But I would rather get that, because that's going to help. First of all, it's going to help with your timing, and it's going to help you save ideas off. Because a lot of times I'll play and I'm like, oh, okay, I forgot to save it, or I forgot to do something, or I forgot to plug my looper in, or something like that. And then you're like, what did I do? Or, so that's what.
Okay. So you're saying start with a strong looper, multiple channels, so more than one channel.
Right. And something more than 10 seconds too.
That was actually my next question. Would you think 30 seconds is sufficient?
No, I would go for. I think one of the loopers I had I think it went for 15 minutes.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you know what you could do is you can take and you can do a loop and you can play different things, and then when you're done, you can bring it over to your PC, bring it up in a DAW, and then edit the thing, and then push it back to the looper, and then you got something it's pretty decent. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so looper with a memory card, USB stick, some way to save your recordings. Yep. And the longer the record time, the better. Somewhere around $150.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay. All right.
Although
So-
maybe time of this recording, it might have gone up quite considerably.
Okay. Well, you're probably not wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a
So-
looper. I got I walked into Street Puddle or a store such as, and
Right.
I with $500 in my pocket, I just spent $150 on a looper. I've still got $350 to spend. What's next?
Next one, I would do the pedal, the tuner. A good tuner probably run you about $90.
Okay, tuner pedal, and yeah, we'll just round it up to 100.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Nope. Now, I've already said that I have the Polytune 3. I haven't noticed. Does that have the ability to do alternate tunings, or is it just standard?
It's standard tuning, but you can tune half step lower. You can tune to E flat
Okay.
just by looking at the display. I mean,
Yeah.
So,
Oh. I mean, there's not much to say about a tuner, right? It's a
No.
pedal, and it's used to tune your guitar.
That's right. Yeah, it's better than a tuning fork.
Definitely, probably more accurate than a tuning fork.
Yeah, especially when I was growing up, I would go down and I was like, okay, I needed a new tuning fork, and I went into some place and I think they're out of business right now, but I went in and I said, hey, I need a tuning fork, and the guy gave me one, and I didn't realize to ask him what key it was, and I got home and I'm like, okay, and I look and it's C. And I'm like, oh,
That doesn't help.
I should have got something where, because I tune to regular standard tuning a lot of times, and a lot of times I'll go half step down, but standard tuning, you're looking at, I'd rather have like something A or something like that,
Sure.
something where it's the open string and C is not the open string. So, or you can get a B or whatever, or an E if you wanted to, but.
So
Yeah,
what's
you
the
see.
third pedal?
Oh, a third pedal. Well, it depends. Here
I was
again,
going to
I
make a
would.
G string joke, but okay, third
Yeah,
pedal.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed I skipped that.
All right, so I got 250 left.
Yeah, 250 left. So
I got
what would
250
do?
left.
I mean,
Sell me a pedal.
okay. What kind of amp do you have?
I have the Fender Mustang 25 watt.
Let me see. I would get something that has a lot of kick to it, that you would just blow the speaker cone out of the amp.
Well,
you have.
I don't want
Use
to
it
do
the first time.
I don't want to. Like, what is that? Is that in Back to the Future,
Yes,
the opening
yep.
scene?
I was
Yes,
just
it was.
thinking that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I just have a very simple. It doesn't not necessarily the Fender Mustang, but I have a very simple amp. It's just on off speaker, bass, treble. That's about it.
Okay. What kind of sound are you looking to produce?
I don't know. I really don't know. Something that's I don't like a lot of distortion.
Okay.
I like to hear the singer.
Well, but that's singing, not playing.
Yeah, no, yeah. I want to hear it. I'm probably more bluesy. Maybe classic rock, something like that.
Oh, I think I would go with a overdrive pedal.
Well, wouldn't that do the opposite of what I want to do?
No, you'd overdrive the amp. You'd create that sort of that crunchy sound that
Oh,
the 80s rock has. That's where I said that the tube screamer comes in. 'Cause
okay.
that's
So
really what it is.
an overdrive tube screamer, pretty much the same thing.
Right, yeah. They're the same thing. They're TS9 Tube Screamer by Ibanez is a really good one, popular. And that'll set you back about $80 or $100.
Okay. You're giving me a really good price on that. We'll say $80.
Okay.
So I've got 3 pedals. I've got my looper, really excited. This thing looks cool. 150.
Right.
Tuner pedal 100, overdrive 80. I got $170 left.
Okay. You're going to need cables.
Oh, that's so good. I didn't even think about cables. I would have gotten home
Right.
and I wouldn't have been able to use any of these pedals because I don't have cables.
That's right. And you need some sort of power supply or something like that also.
Valid point.
Because you got, you're looking at, if you're using batteries, you know how fast batteries go?
Yeah, I do.
So,
I do. So cables and power supply.
Yep. And then I would, so let's just say, okay, let's hold up on the power supply for a second.
Okay.
Let's go with cables. Cable costs you maybe, I think you can buy 6-inch cables or 3-inch cables. They're jumpers, basically. They're patch cables. You probably get them for like $30 or something like that for like 6 of them or something. I forgot what they're a package of them. I forgot what they go for.
Okay. So all right. So, we'll throw, I'm going to spend a lot of money in your store, so I'm going to need a discount on those cables. So, I'll tell you what, you give me that package of cables, for $25.
Okay. Uh-huh. For that price, you get the pink cables.
I don't care. Nobody will steal the pink cables.
Okay. So now
I have $145 left.
Okay. What are we up to?
I have $145 left.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to take and you're going to buy a pedal board.
Okay.
Because, when you have a whole bunch of pedals laying on the floor, they seem to slide all over the place.
Okay.
Upon if,
far, I only have 3 pedals.
Yeah, you only have 3 pedals, but you got 3 pedals on a pedal board, and then you need the power supply for the pedal board, and that's going to set you back another, probably $90.
Okay. So what's the pedal board going to cost me?
Probably about $70 or so.
Okay, let's just say $70. And there's probably somebody out there listening like, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, I know. You can't find them like that price anymore. Yeah.
Power supply. What did you say?
I said probably around $100.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You can find one for about $100. So,
depends on how many things you. Okay,
sure.
Power supplies only have so many hookups on them. Mm-hmm. The more expensive the pricier the power supply, the more hookups you get.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Okay, so. Let me take out that $70 for the pedal board here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then let me take out that $100 for the power supply.
Right.
Do you have a store credit card? Because I'm $25 in the hole.
$25 in.
Yep.
Now you're in trouble. Yeah.
So I mean, you know what? To be honest with you. I mean, you did get a power supply, so you don't have to. I mean, because if you think about it, though, because I'm still stuck on the battery phase,
right?
And I go through batteries, and batteries are not cheap.
That's correct.
So to be honest with you, if I would just, and maybe I think the power supply that I saw for like $100, I want to say it was like maybe 6 or 8 pedals.
Okay.
So.
And that's fine.
I'm just guessing, but I mean, maybe there's one that's half that, like 4 pedals, and or something like that.
Right. Do you still have my pedal board?
I do. There
you go.
It's not yours anymore. I have it. Possession is 9/10 of the law.
Yeah, possession's 9/10 of the law. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, I have it. It is sitting right back there.
I see. Okay.
It doesn't have anything on it because I only have the 2 pedals. I should use it.
Right. You should put your pedals on there because it keeps them nice and neat and in order, and the only thing is you got to pick up some Velcro. Well, I have Velcro for that.
Oh, I'm sure I have Velcro laying around here. I mean, you don't need much.
No, because the pedal board already I put the Velcro on the pedal board already.
Yep, pedal board already has the Velcro, and so I just need a couple little pieces to put on the back of the pedal, and I'd be done.
Right. So, I mean, when I got rid of a lot of stuff like that, and I went down to just a tube screamer and a few other little things, it's just, I don't know. Just got rid of it. That's all.
Right.
So
yeah.
So we have our 5 pedals.
Well, no, we only have 3 because we had to buy all the accessories. I wanted to walk out with a T-shirt too, but I mean, all my money went to the 3 pedals and some cables.
Get a better scratch-off ticket next time.
Shoot, you're lucky I got that scratch-off ticket.
Yeah. Here's what we can do. We could be like a famous guitar store. You can take that money, the $500, you spend it in the store, and then you walk out the door, walk back in, and sell it back used, and then you get $100 back for all that. and and then there's there's your shirt.
Yeah, that I just paid. That's basically like paying $400 for a shirt.
Yep,
That's what we call working the system.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. So obviously, when you're looking at that setup, like I want to get into pedals. I just threw a number out there, $500. It doesn't mean that's where you have to start, right? I mean,
No,
come up, design your, like, this is what I'm thinking in my head, and correct me if I'm wrong. Design
Go ahead.
your pedal board, design it, write it out, whatever, and then just basically figure out, order of importance. I want this, and I want this, and then this, and then this, and just go in I don't know, if you can, every paycheck and pick up one piece, or once a month, pick up each piece.
well, yeah, pick
Build-
up something or
Build it over
wait
time.
until they have them on sale.
Yeah,
That's
the
best time.
4th of July sales and stuff like that. That's a great time.
Like, probably got one coming up too.
Yeah.
Well,
That holiday will be passed by the time this comes out.
Right, but
Memorial
the
Day.
4th of July, yeah.
Nope.
No, 4th of
Memorial
July,
Day.
yeah. 4th of July. No, this will be out in June, so yeah. So
Right.
the
There
4th
you
of
go,
July sale.
guys.
What was that? Like,
Well,
yeah, cool story, guys. All right, I'm out of here. Amanda, we could not convince Amanda to go out and buy pedals. So, well, whatever.
no, I think the most important part was picking like the main pedals and like talking a little bit about them. I think he's covered all the bases.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that works. You got anything else you want to add?
No, not really.
Okay.
Just
I don't
Just
have. Oh, go
what-
ahead.
go ahead. No,
No, you
No,
go
you
ahead.
Go ahead.
Good.
Go ahead.
There we go.
You go ahead.
Testing that looper
Go
pedal again.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't have the music history done yet, but I'll see if I can't get it done before this goes out, and I'll just put it in post. So,
Okay.
Well, I actually have one
okay.
music news,
Oh, okay. Well,
and then I can switch over to music history. But I don't know how you want to do that.
I'll do it in post. Go ahead. You got music news.
Music news. Unfortunately, you guys, as of today, I don't know if you've heard, but Tina Turner off of Simply the Best is no longer with us.
Oh,
that's
really?
the worst.
Yeah. That was Mom's theme song.
Oh, yeah,
Simply the
that-
Best.
That was
Yeah.
a good song.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I heard that on the radio on the way home from work today. I was like, "What? When did this happen?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it was either yesterday or today. She had been battling a lengthy illness, so
Sure.
it wasn't I guess it wasn't a shock. So yeah,
There you go, Motown.
Yep.
Motown.
It's old school Motown.
Yeah.
She is?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What?
Heck yeah.
I
Old
didn't
school.
know that.
Well, she
Oh,
didn't.
yeah.
She's not 26.
Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I know that. I only know her off the '90s. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
the 90s CD. Now that's what I call music.
Right.
there you go. Yeah, yeah.
Looking back at it, that was the worst music.
It was not.
Yeah. She's been around.
Well,
Yep.
She
Yeah.
was.
She's been around
all
a
right.
long time.
Now
Okay.
we're going into music history.
It's time
All
for
right.
music history.
Ah.
On this day in 1967, Peter Green leaves John Mayall's Blues to form Fleetwood Mac.
Oh,
Go
okay.
Peter Green.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Does anybody? Do you guys know who John
I
Mayo is?
don't know who John Mayo
Mayo?
is.
John Mayo.
Yeah,
My
John
street
Mayo.
name's
Colonel Mustard.
Mayonnaise. Colonel Mustard. No. He's that band has been around a long time. A lot of great performers came out of that. You know, like Peter Green was, Gary Moore, Eric Clapton, I believe, was one. Jeff Beck.
Wow.
There's a lot of them who went through that.
Yeah, I like Peter Green.
yeah.
Is he still alive? I feel like I should know that and I don't. Did he pass? He passed?
I think he
he's
is.
still with us. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
No, he's still alive. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll GTS it.
Please edit later. Okay.
Oh. Peter Green.
Peter Griffin. Oh, Green. I'm sorry.
Peter
came
Griffin
up.
is still with us.
Sure is. Saw him on TV just yesterday.
Yeah. But that's why it came up. I typed in Peter and I hit the G and it comes up Peter Griffin. Peter Green. Years active from 1961 to the year 2020.
It should
I
say,
don't see anything other than that.
no.
Oh, he did. He died July 25th.
Oh, wow. Did he
Was
get
it the
COVID?
Rona?
It was the United Kingdom.
Oh, that's sad.
That's where he passed away. He was,
Oh, bummer.
yeah, he's from London.
Okay. Solved. Okay. On this day in 1989, Nirvana released their first album titled Bleach.
Yeah. Yep. Not
Was
the
that
great.
the one with the baby on the front?
No, that was was that Teen Spirit?
I have no idea.
Nevermind. That's what it was. Nevermind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. I don't really. I think Bleach was the like. Man, I just feel like they didn't really catch anything for Bleach. I think that was kind of, for me, it was a flop. And then when Nevermind came out, everybody went back to it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, and this is my favorite, my personal favorite. 1998, sorry. The Spice Girls began their first North American tour in Miami. Woo! Spice up your life. Yeah.
Really? Okay. So remember I told you
Yeah.
about John Mayall? And yeah, he started, it was John Mayall and the Blues Breakers. And Walter, some of the members of that was Peter Green, Eric Clapton, Mick Taylor, Walter Trout. There's quite a few of them that have been through there.
Okay. Good to know.
So, yeah. Big.
All right, that
yeah.
is it for your music news / music history.
Nice.
Are we doing the wheel? I don't have the wheel made.
Uh-huh.
Well, I seem to remember sending a text earlier today about it.
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, I
was
did not
kinda-
get a
was
response from you.
Kind of busy. But here. Okay. So, doop, boop. There you go. You should be able to see the wheel. What-
Okay.
You guys,
Here's
1, 2, 3, 4. You have Weird Al on there 5 times.
yeah, so we're gonna okay, so just to remind everybody, we have SRV, Josh Kinska, Tommy Emmanuel, and Dave Grohl. And then of course, since Amanda has already won twice, she has Weird Al, but we're going to see if this is fair because Weird Al is on there 5 times. So hopefully this works. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You want me to mix it up? Okay,
Shuffle.
Yeah, well, you got to mix it up. You got to
It's
mix it
going
up.
to be Weird Al. I just
Shuffle,
know
shuffle,
it.
shuffle.
And
Shuffle.
click.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay,
It's going.
Here we go, you guys.
Roll.
Weird Al, Weird Al.
Let me see. Let me see.
Okay, so all of my people are officially off the wheel. 3 times in a row. I should get like an award or like something.
Should the wheel master? Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Well, I'm not actually even angry about that.
That's funny.
Are you actually going to listen to the songs this
I'll
time?
listen to albums. I love Weird Al.
You know what? Honestly, I was kind of hoping it was somebody
Weird
else
Al's
because I
good.
was tired of doing the research on my own. So, wow. Maybe we can all pitch in on this one.
Yeah, I think we could. What we'll do is we'll
All right.
separate it up.
Yeah.
We'll separate his timeline into thirds, and we'll each cover a section of his timeline. How's that sound?
Yeah, that works.
I think that'll be fun.
Okay. I'll take the 4th piece.
You'll take from 2022 on. Yeah. No, he hasn't really done anything,
Yeah,
which is a
yeah.
shame because there's so many missed opportunities right now.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything right now?
I'm sure he is, but I haven't seen anything released lately. So, I mean,
Well, he did do that movie, so like maybe he's been like his
Yeah.
biopic or whatever.
that could
Who
be.
knows?
That could be. All right. Well, next episode is going to be The Wheel Returns Weird Al edition.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
that's-
And all 3 of us.
no
are
matter
gonna
what,
do
we're
it.
all going to be here.
I hope so.
I hope so. Yeah.
Really?
You got an outro, Amanda. That's your job.
I do.
Oh,
I do have
yeah.
an outro because I do my job, you guys. I will not be fired because I do my job. All right.
All right,
I
so-
have a very
Episode 24 is just going to be Amanda.
yes. I have a very episode. What is this episode? 23?
This is 23. Yep.
episode 23 appropriate outro.
All right.
You guys ready? I did this all on my own. I'm so proud of myself. Okay. Whew, here we go. Well, that's it for another episode of Pandemic Guitar Podcast. We appreciate you pedaling through this episode with us. As always, your feedback is greatly appreciated. So reach out to us on Instagram at Pandemic Guitar or via email, which is pandemicguitar@icloud.com. That's right. Don't delay. Drop us a suggestion, comment, any concerns that you may have for the health and well-being of the three loopers running this podcast. Until next time, keep on playing, or don't. We won't tell.
I like it. All right.
There we go.
Bye, everybody.
Pretty
Bye, everybody.
good. Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Oh, no. That's getting cut out.
No. Keep it. Keep it.
Dad needs cymbals. Amanda needs a cowbell. There we go.
It's true.
Yeah.
I need maracas.
Maracas?
Yeah. Isn't that what they
I
call
think
them?
you've fallen off your maracas.
Maracas.
Yeah.
Maracas.
The shakers. You know, the shh.
Yeah, we know what they are.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Just